Hello everybody, this is Charles Anderson. I'm just a guy from Goodwell, Oklahoma with a really great video game idea, and I'm on my spring side project. I'm away from Tone God, the Tone God GUI project at the moment, yeah, today I'm just I guess I should just say yes, I have what is it, released an update, I guess, over on GitHub on the releases tag. So, if you head over to GitHub, I'm learning more about GitHub, and so I learned that, oh hey, well, we have this releases tab. So, like, I guess, and of course here I've been working with the SDK from, what is it? It's the download link, the netbeans and JMonkey engine and everything just combined together off of the site, and I haven't really updated since the last auto update that they released, and so of course everybody's on 3.1 over there on Core, and they've got like a lot of cool things coming in, so I'm looking forward to that, and I haven't updated. So I now that I know about these things called releases, and that you can mark them, because this is not actually the release, this is just the point where it's at of this video, where it's stable. So just to give a thing, this current version does not have the fonts and the looks and colors in it. I just set that to the side. I think Nahan, or well, Remy was he was like, hey, well, the font and that one little circle icon from this first initial commit, can we change that out? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And the reason is because, hey, this is stuff that it's not JMonkey engine specifically, but it is NetBeans. So I might have information for people who want to make like a JMonkey engine tool, and then they want to like get some tidbits on general module development in NetBeans. Maybe I'll have some information in this dev blog section that I'm filing these videos under, and maybe there will be some tips in there. Right now, I'm going on to the icon that it's been switched to. Let me show right here. Of course, you see this little icon, and it's got this like little dark shadow background on it, so that the line that's drawn behind it kind of fades out to it, and then of course, you've got this kind of rotation effect for when. So you've got two icons: tree expanded, tree collapsed. And let's take a look at what this icon actually is in the package, because I'm blurting this information because later on in the when you go to like options and then appearance, there's going to be a DarkMonkey tab here, for customization specifically of the skin, and that tab will only show up when DarkMonkey is registered as the look and feel, and that's the desired behavior that I'm aiming at, for that tab to only show up. And that one I'm going to have to do through some hoops and stuff, so that when it detects that DarkMonkey's installed, then that tab will appear. So anyway, cancel that. I derp like that. And but that's to the side. I'm talking about icons on this video. Okay, so the icon scheme that I'm going with, this icon right here is actually, come on, I get everything laid out, but then I have to find it again. Here we are. They look like this, and that's actually pretty huge. These are actually 128 by 128 icons that get processed once at the beginning, and then stored in the actual function, as an image in a static variable. Head to code, Charles, just show them code. Oh, right, I'm in files. Derp, 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 icon factory. Come on. There we are. All right, and of course I have Norway installed, as that I've uninstalled my fonts and colors, and so right now it's just a fire and forget thing. But once I figure out, I'm not an expert, I'm just learning. So I'm trying to pass on as much of this cool stuff as possible. Like for this, I have a static class, to produce these icons from the format that they're stored in, which is that 128 by 128, and it does the transformations on it, and then, uh, like here, image icon, pre-processed. And so when the GUI is reinitialized, we have this UI resource implementation, which is just their way in documentation of saying, hey, when we need to reset it, we're going to call your class again with the null constructor. Okay? So it's as if if you have these pre-cached things, going ahead and refresh them. So that's all this does. So if we come in here and it's the first time, or it's been put through the null constructor, pre-process is going to be null. So, if it's null, then we actually process. And right now it's on fire and forget, which is, oh, and I love this. I love this. I did not know that. Oh, yes, I made a utility function, but that's for another thing because I'm on icons right now. And so it processes and goes from there. And the format that I'm going with ultimately will involve this function here, which is logically correct. However, because I'm not understanding paints and how to do just simple pixel ops on surfaces yet, it's not able it's not able to go. So when you see something like this, right? The format that it is currently is just fire and forget. The format that I'm going to, however, is going to look a little bit more like this. And I'm going to fire up GIMP, although this will work in any layer-based program. And you see kind of like this is a reconstruction that I did. And the colors that I chose were like background color. So whatever background it is, like this kind of brownish, grayish black here, it will pick that color from the font, the look and feel color values. So even if this were the light scheme, that little shadow that you see would actually be a white shadow and fading it into the background color here. So, then it would pick like highlight 1, which is orange for my icon, and then yellow. So orange and yellow, that's all in there. And then a true white highlight, so white no matter what, to give it kind of like a highlight reflection type thing. So that's what you're actually seeing here that I did manually. And so this is the manual job that I did. And you'll notice that I've added layer masks. So right now all the layer masks are disabled, but I basically did my layers, and the function will accept 3 or 4 layers. Okay, and the 3-layer one would be the easiest one to do. So you would think of it as just arbitrarily whatever you'd want to set them to. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and so this is what is thrown out onto this icon file here. Of course, this looks different because this, like I said, this other one's a reconstruction. All right. So and then so this is what it would look like on the display through the theme, because it would have kind of like this look. Whoops, I went too far. It would kind of have like this look, which is what it would be processed to. But the interim file format would look like really weird like this. So with the layer masks active on these channels, it would process this one first. It would be on the bottom layer, then the red channel, then the green channel, then the blue channel, and it would receive a color palette of arbitrarily set colors. And this is in the 4-channel mode of that function that I've written. There is going to be a 3-channel mode, which would make more sense to most people. But because of the 4-channel mode, I've got to remember, all right, this is the output that I'm wanting to print, right? But if I just stick with this for the bottom layer because it's alpha, it would actually affect these other layers. So what I do is I take a composite of all the other layers, and then I created an alpha mask, And so now we have this alpha mask which gets painted no matter what. So that, all the colors above them will show properly. And then we take whatever we want to palleticize to layer 1. In this case, I chose a background shadow. All right, so that gets in there. Then we have the red layer, red channel, and of course that needs to actually be addition there. Addition. And this is important on the mode because if you do like normal, then it will try to replace the colors rather than adding them to them, which is what the format needs. Addition, so that it adds the red to the blue to the green, and they're all processed in line. That's why this is also needed. And so then we add in the green channel and then add in the blue channel, and so it looks like this for the actual icon that it reads and that is able to utilize the function. And like I said, without this composite of these other 3 layers, then you would actually have this, which would not be the strength that you are looking for especially in addition. It would not be what you would be looking for. So you've got to have that composite of the other layers that are not alpha, and that way everything would be registered correctly. So there we go. That's the general look for that, and that's future functionality. Right now it's just fire and forget. So like if icons need to be replaced, they can be replaced. However, they will not be adjusted once I get the color scheme up and running. So make sure to save one file in kind of like this format if you want your icon shape to be adjusted, and then make sure to have like a text file in like what colors. Well, of course I say make sure just reserve a copy of the shape for now, because later on we'll get a scheme on the customize tab that I was talking about here for where you say, oh, and I want this color to be attached for this one to this one. Although if the first icon is programmed or arted up for the look, then I can probably guess what colors you're attaching to. I don't know. But anyway, because ultimately this project is open for anybody who wants to jump in, swap around icons, add shininess to some cool new painting method. But I'm getting started on the icon format that would adjust its color scheme to whatever color scheme that the user is going with, and that's how it do it. Because each of these layers or each of the channels would be mapped to some arbitrary color in the color scheme of the look and feel that was chosen. And some of them would be static, like this one. This one, for this icon, would always be true white, because I kind of wanted like a lightning accent, layer. In 3 mode, you wouldn't have to worry about this thing. Like I said, there's a 3 mode where it would look more like, we'll skip the shadow, and we would disable the layer mask. Layer mask, disable. There we are. So those icons would actually look like this, black, because we're not worrying about the alpha layer, but you can still see the other layers that you're wanting to layer on. So like you could shift like this type of thing if you wanted like a highlight, and then have like one. So we'd have like shadows or outlines on the red layer, and then color scheme, and then some other color scheme, or static white for highlights, and they would layer up. And so yeah, I don't know what programs, but in GIMP, to add a layer mask, all you do is you choose like the layer that you want to do, add. Oh, I have a layer mask. Okay, I will temporarily delete this one. All right, but you just say add layer mask, and then what you can do is just transfer the alpha, or just say the layer's alpha channel, and then when you add it, there's your layer mask. and whatever's white on this layer mask is visible 100%, or channel value 1, and then black is 0. So that's how to view things as I'm viewing them with my function. And yeah, there's the option to do the 3-channel format or the 4-channel format. So this is the view of what it might look like for a 3-channel format, and this is the view plus considerations for if you want to go the full 4. And so, and it would look more like, yeah, it would look more like this. So that's using all 4 channels. All right, and that's my blurb for this one. Y'all have a good one, and I will catch you on the flip side. Oh, right. There, yep, there we are.